it's Shannon from Homesteading in the Heartland, and this is my better half, Brian. We got him talked into doing a video. My daughter's over there laughing. Anyways, we are getting our first meat birds ever, and he is building a larger brooder, and so we are going to document the process here for the meat bird brooder, and then he's going to give you an overview of what we did for the smaller brooder, and we're getting more egg layers this week as well. So
yes, once upon a time, this was a simple idea. This just spiraled out of control after a couple of years. We started out with just getting some layers, and we thought to ourselves, oh, we'll learn as we go, make a brooder. And the brooder that we ended up with was like a 2 foot high, 2 foot wide, 6 foot brooder. We repurposed a baby gate to put over the top to keep the chickens in, the little ones in, and then keep the critters out. And then we've got a heat lamp hooked up on a chain back there, as you can see. We can raise it up and down, increase or decrease the intensity of the heat as needed as the chicks age. But this year we decided to dive into the meat bird business, and we're going to get a bunch of broilers coming here in a few weeks. And that little brooder that we built for our 10 egg layers a couple of years ago is just not going to cut it. So we're going to need something bigger, which is why we decided to pay the exorbitant prices at the lumberyard for some materials, and we're going to build a new brooder here. It's going to be about an 8 foot by 8 foot brooder with the same height walls, same principle with chicken wire over the top, and a couple of gates to lift up, and hinged gates on the top for easy access and cleaning. It doesn't look like much now, but by the end of the process and the end of the video, hopefully you'll see what my lovely wife has envisioned for the future of our homestead.
okay.
Let me pause it.
To begin with, we grabbed ourselves some 2x4s and a couple of sheets of OSB, and we simply ran the 2 sheets of OSB on top of the 5 2x4s that are underneath for support. Get it up off of the ground, get a little airflow under there, keep condensation and things like that for in the winter and summertime from building up underneath. But basically took the pieces and made a nice square base. I did shave off 1 inch off of the length of each of those sheets of plywood in order to accommodate for the extra width of the OSB going around on the walls, so it'll be a perfect square when we're done. But that's something that if you want to take up a project like this, you can kind of sit down with pen and pencil and paper and come up with your own dimensions, I suppose. But this is our starting point. We've got a great base on the ground now. And the next steps are going to be to frame up the walls and put the OSB on the sides.
So I will be back as Vanna White on Wheel of Fortune, right?
Yep, you're Vanna White. Say hi, Vanna.
Are you recording right now?
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. This is Homesteading in the Heartland with our last update for our 2021 Meat Chicken Brooder DIY project for the year, and it turned out fantastic.
So he's videographer and narrator, and I am Vanna White over here.
Yep. Can I have a vowel?
Oh, please.
Oh, please. Okay, let's go over here. So what we're going to do is just give everybody a quick walkthrough on the features of the DIY brooder, perhaps the greatest brooder on the internet. So, subscribe, like us, share us, all that good stuff. Let's start at the top and work our way down. Our electrical wire comes down from overhead, plugs into the same one as the old garage door opener. And your local electrician might frown upon this. We've got our power strip mounted to the back here. You just flip it on, and turn on the heat lamps
And we have
that are suspended by the crossbeam that goes from one end to the other. All we have is some cheap little chain and some clasps in order to hang the heat lamps from them. And you can adjust the chains up and down in order to...
as you get older, you got to bring it up because they don't need as much heat.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that's our top feature. The middle section here, you see the 2x4s going across. That middle section of the brooder has got a fixed piece of chicken wire going all the way across. And that is to help prevent anything from falling in. Like, say a child wants to jump up there and yank on the heat lamps, drop them into the pine shavings. That would be bad.
Well, it keeps the chickens from jumping out when they get older.
Right. I don't think that any children are going to be climbing up there, but the whole point is it helps keep the chickens in, and it keeps foreign debris and problems from getting inside. Step towards the front. The remaining part of the opening on the DIY brooder is constructed of each one has a little overhead door. And if you want to grab that, it's got a little handle and it just lifts up, and you can lean it back on the crossbeam.
And the boys helped with putting these brackets on, and they boys put all the handles on for you, which was cool.
Cover is just a simple 2x4 cut down to a square. There isn't really any load bearing issues to worry about. It's pretty simple. Connecting the pieces together.
We will put in the description box all of the materials used and quantity and everything. You can adjust this however you want. This is 8x8. And what are these measured to?
About 3 feet by 40 inches.
Okay. We just had a chicken jump up in the middle of our video. You want to come into the video, honey?
Whoa! Run! Run! Save yourself! We've got an opening on each of the 4 corners here. You just lift up the door to gain access. You can reach in, put in their food. You can put in their water. You can even send your small children underneath there with a shovel to scoop out the litter and the droppings, which is the plan.
And on the bottom, what we did in the smaller brooder for the egg layers over here, this is the prototype of what we made bigger for the meat birds, because we're going to be getting 30 to 60 at a time for meat birds. This holds 10 to 12 egg layers. What is this? It's 6 by
2.
6 by 2.
And it'll accommodate them until they're old enough to be introduced into the flock safely.
Yep.
Here, what we're going to do is the last piece of the project, which we haven't done, is in order to extend the longevity of the brooder, we are going to put down a layer of linoleum across the bottom so that water and moisture does not deteriorate the floor at all.
Yes, in that one we just have a tarp folded in half or in quarters of tarp is on the bottom of that one, so we're just it's either gonna be linoleum or a tarp depending on what we find, because supplies of lumber and everything are in short supply places, and very expensive these days, so we'll see. And then there's also a hook over here for a third heat lamp. We're only going to use 2 because we just got 30 meat birds this time around, and then we can use the third one if we want to add and do 60 meat birds at a time in the future if we have help. Alright, anyways, so there you go. We'll put the part list. Hope this helps people get a visual, and then they will get how old will they? Then we'll put them out. He'll be making a chicken tractor, and we'll videotape that too. Chicken tractor for the meat birds that we just move around on the property as they're grazing every day. How old do we take when we take them out for the meat? Because this is our first year doing meat birds, y'all. So I don't know how long. Do you know, honey?
The broilers will be in the brooder for approximately 4 weeks, and then we'll put them out on pasture.
There we go. And then the next group will be in here. while the other ones are on pasture. And then while we're butching the first batch, the other batch will be on pasture. Is that how it works?
Correct.
Okay. So thanks for stopping by the homestead, and we'll see you guys later. Have a good one, and God bless.
Bye.
Bye.